Hi everyone. My first day of learning coding with no background in coding and having tried to self teach myself coding using online freely available resources. What all I have to say and what are my conclusions just based on the first day is what this video is about. I hope you're going to relate to it. All those people who are interested in learning coding, programming, and are using any kind of resources to do that, to achieve that, will be able to relate and find this video helpful and useful. So, I have no background in coding and I want to learn coding because of this realization how incredible this is and how widely this finds application in our day-to-day life in technology, like in apps, app making, in gaming, in so many more things, in things that involve artificial intelligence that is very much going to be integrated in pretty much every system in the coming time. So I think in order to stay relevant to the changing times and technology, and in order to be able to understand how things function, and uh, in order to be in a position to benefit from the changing times and see how you can play your role in making money, I think it's very important to learn coding. And I understand that there are very few of us who actually come from any such background like a software engineering or anything like that. But I guess this is something that if you have the right motivation and determination to, you can self teach yourself. And there is a wide array of online free resources that you can use to your benefit to learn coding. So before I delve any deeper into this video, I request you to please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Mr. Most Curious. Okay, so first things first, what have I learned what coding is? I think I can draw an analogy between the way we make apps work to the way God has made humans, or any living beings for that matter. Let's just take our body for an example. God has introduced so many systems in our bodies, including the circulatory system, the respiratory system, the digestive system, the reproductive system. All these systems are interlinked and interconnected, and this brain that sits at the center of all this and that sends signals, and then there are neurons involved, and your body produces reflexes and reactions to the stimuli from the environment. Likewise, coding is something that you want a gadget to do. Coding is a way of telling that gadget what you want from it, and enabling the gadget by integrating artificial intelligence into it to generate the outcome that can benefit you or solve problems or fill the voids in the day-to-day life. Like these apps that we use, these have taken the world by storm and filled so many gaps, help people in so many ways. Like just take Uber for example. Uber is just an app, right? But there are so many people employed in Uber. There are so many people whose families run on Uber's income. That just being an app in itself. So somebody coded, somebody uh, came up with a system that was that had a centralized system in it of monitoring the logistics and as well as the performance of the drivers, that could keep track of people's requests, like where the clients are, how drivers can get signals from clients, which driver gets connected to what client, what's the distance that's covered, and how much fare is, and dealing with all the reviews and complaints and addressing problems, and keeping track of drivers' performance. So there's a centralized system that helps Uber achieve all this, and that's an app at work. So somebody came up with a code, and a code is basically writing a program. Like humans speak different languages, I'm talking to you right now in English. Likewise, in order to make computers understand what you want them to do, you have to speak their language. So you could say there are various languages that you can speak with the computer, and arguably the one of the simplest among them being Python, as well as very, very popular. Python is perceived to be easy in that it involves a lot of English, common sense kind of things that other languages are far more complicated and sophisticated to let you get any touch with or find any relevance with. So Python in that sense is considered to be a little easy and making more sense to new people like me. So today I've had a little introduction to Python, and Python. I basically started watching a video that was a 10-hour long video covering Python substantially. The creator of that video has done a remarkable job creating that video with all the effects, and it makes me wonder how that person took so much time, and then what kind of resources would he have used to come up with such incredible editing and putting so much valuable information all in one place. Like this, so much people are doing, but accordingly that person would have like so much money, like one 10-hour video getting like 2.2 million views in 2 months. That person would have made some serious money by just that one video. Now, having said that, um, what are my reviews about Python from delving into it for just one day, or the first day for that matter? Do I think it's something that I can self teach myself, or is something that people can help themselves with? I think it takes a lot of determination and hard work to be able to learn coding, to learn Python, especially if you're doing it yourself. I think even if you join some institution to do that, it's a kind of thing that you really need to pay attention to in order to understand what's happening, because with the kind of busy lifestyles we have, like I am at job most of the day, and then I have a family to take care of, and finding time in between all this to self teach myself, and something especially that complicated and sophisticated, it is really a big task. So I think age matters, your availability matters, your access to information matters, how busy you are matters, and how dedicated you are matters, and what vision you have with respect to you learning coding, and then what are you going to do with it, and what lengths you want to stretch it to. All this factors into your dedication and hard work that you would eventually put into learning coding. But I think if you do it, there is a lot of application, and the opportunities for you are simply remarkable. Like you don't really need to do a 9 to 5 job. Most of the jobs in fact that involve coding are highly paid and are remote jobs that you could do from the comfort of your home, and you would stay employed no matter where you move in the world. You just need to have an internet connection and a good working gadget like a laptop, and you're good to go if you're skilled in that. And people are making some serious money developing sophisticated apps, that are solving so many long term problems, and filling so many voids by coming up with these programs and games and whatnot that involves coding. So long story short, coding is writing a language so that computer understands what you want it to do, and it generates an outcome that solves a problem. The simplest example of it being a calculator, like you enter 2 plus 2, and the calculator uses the system installed in it to generate the outcome for that is accurate. Okay, and this is the simplest demonstration, but you must have an idea how complicated functions calculators perform and that you can achieve with it. Even simple things like we've dealt with all our lives, like Excel program that's able to drag and drop the function and fill all the cells in one go, find the value, the highest value among hundreds and thousands of figures that you enter into it, finding the least value. All of this happens because there has been some input, some serious input into this computer chip or its memory. People have come up with a program that has taught the computer what the highest value means, how to search it from among the vast array of figures, and how to multiply things, how to divide things, how to apply the filters to just reflect the values that a certain person comes up with the formula for. So I guess this thing has been going on for like decades, but today maybe it has reached the highest level of sophistication, and people who are seriously interested into this, I think they have a potential to learn how to code, but it involves a lot of effort. I think things will not make a lot of sense in the start. Like, to summarize what I have gathered from just this one day of learning, I would say things have pretty much, gone above my head. I have not been able to wrap my head around it because there's so much to understand. Put it simply, there have been instructions. I'm talking about Python. Like, there's a program that you install in the computer, and then there's a way to write the code. You put them into double quotes, and you give commands, and then you every little thing that you do has a function associated with it that changes the meaning, that changes the outcome. Putting the single comma, putting the double comma, all of these influence the outcome generated by Python. So and I see that if you are able to learn all these functions, you will eventually be able to make apps that you can be creative in ways that people have not been in till now, and you can be rewarded tremendously for that. Like, being humans, we all have a certain level of creativity. That creativity, if we can use that, uh, combining it with the knowledge of Python and knowing how to put things across in a way that would generate a unique outcome related or originating in our creativity, we can come up with unique kinds of apps, things that will take us to the next level. And you can do so much with it, like, laser surgeries, and controlling things without being in a place, controlling things from distance, and like coming up with more and more sophisticated technology, clearer, better functions of gadgets and all that. So all this involves programming. Programming sits at the core of the functionality of these gadgets, and if you learn how to code, you will be eventually able to do that. And I guess there is a plethora of resources that's online available, and that's free. People are selling their courses as well, but if somebody wants to do that, people are able to learn it themselves without having to pay $1 for it. And I think it's just it takes a lot of time. Like, I guess it's like, when you keep putting in effort and then you start seeing the results, then you get motivated to put in more effort. Just like exercise, you don't feel like exercising in the beginning, but after a certain time, when you start to see losing weight, and you start to see yourself coming in shape, then that's where you grab the motivation, and then it gets easier for you to manage your meals and be consistent with your exercise. I guess likewise, you there's a lot of effort that new people have to put in to start learning coding, but once they can get the wrap their heads around the basics and can start to make simple apps, can be the starting point for them to delve even deeper into it and take it to the next level, like push the envelope and come out of their comfort zones and learn more and more languages and apply them in unique ways and coming up with sophisticated apps and websites and programs and all that kind of stuff. And there are so many resources online, there are so many websites online that post freelance work related to coding, that involves coding, and companies are ready to pay big dollar to people who have that knowledge, even if that is not very difficult. But since that's not commonplace, not a lot of people know that thing, only a handful people know that thing, so they are able to reap the benefits of this lack of commonality, and they are able to make good money from that. So I guess it's a very important thing, and it's something that I would definitely advise parents to try to teach their children, especially when they're in schools. Like, I would advise in the coming day and age, one thing that all of us must make a conscious effort to inculcate the skill in our children is coding and programming. We must teach them how to do that. At least we must introduce them to the basics of coding and programming, and then it's for them to decide if they want to make it a career goal, a professional choice, or they want something different for themselves. But at least, like, we teach them different languages, we teach them math, algebra, we teach them English, we teach them French, we teach them all these different kinds of disciplines of science, including biology and chemistry and physics. I think coding is one thing that we must teach our children, because it can be the most important of all subjects that they study in school. Now, having spent one day, not even one day, like a few hours trying to scratch the surface of coding, do I think I can take it further? I think I should. I think I should at least give it 10 hours. Like, I should try once and for all to watch that full video and see if it makes any sense for me, because taking that time to watch that video in one go and trying to get some sense out of it and will help me process this information in my mind and put me in a better position of deciding whether I can take it any further or not, rather than breaking it into so many bits and pieces, like spending 10 minutes a day on it, and then spending 15 minutes after 3 days, and then 5 minutes after 5 days. That's not going to take me anywhere. I guess I should take a time to, like, at least give it a good try for like 10 hours and then see if it is for me or not. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not from coding background, but I am fascinated by its application and the kind of technology that's being introduced, and things that are being developed with the knowledge of coding, and how much money people are making with all this. I guess all this can motivate me to learn further. And yes, I think even though a lot of courses are available, but I can find a unique place among all of the present teachers if I learn coding myself, because of my unique way of speaking. If you think, like, you got 10 trainers, but if you think my style of teaching makes the most sense to you, you would choose me as your trainer rather than the rest of the 9 people, right? And there are so many people who are looking for good trainers for coding, and they are willing to even pay money for them, that I guess I can make um, uh, I can draw a lot of benefit from it, and alongside I can benefit a lot of people with my learning and knowledge. So I think I should give it a try. What do you think? If you have been trying to learn coding, please share your experiences below. Love to hear from you. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.